What I liked about it was the song "I Wish You Love" by Charles Trenet, and then at the end, as the credits went up, it went into this sort of trance music, kind of dubby.
Picture this: Chrissie Hynde backstage in a dimly lit, smoky dive in Detroit. Black eyeliner smudged, guitar case by her feet, middle finger ready for anyone faking it. She's not here to charm anyone, she's here to play. For real. No polish, no plastic. Just fire. Over the years, she's clashed with more than a few big names, not out of spite, but out of principle. To her, these weren't just artistic differences. They were philosophical battlegrounds. 6 bands that, in her eyes, betrayed the soul of rock. 1. Nickelback. The Sound of Surrender. Chrissie never met them. She didn't need to. The first time she heard Nickelback on the radio, she flinched. Clean. Safe. Predictable. To her, it wasn't rock. It was rock-flavored wallpaper.
Nickelback, to Chrissie, represented the final surrender of rebellion. Their choruses felt like they were written by marketing teams. Their lyrics were forgettable. Their rise. A signpost that rock had traded fury for focus groups. She joked once, if aliens judged Earth's music by Nickelback, they'd assume we only felt mild irritation. Behind the joke was real grief for a genre that used to sting, and now barely itched.
2. Bon Jovi. Hairspray over honesty. To Chrissie, Bon Jovi was the living embodiment of everything she loathed about late 80s rock. Loud, clean, crowd-pleasing, and hollow. Where the Pretenders fought for rawness and control, Bon Jovi doubled down on arena-sized anthems tailor-made for MTV and prom nights. They once shared a festival stage. Chrissie stormed off after soundcheck. She called their music plastic power. Dressed in rebellion's costume. Without the rebellion, it wasn't dangerous. It was Disney in leather jackets. Gloss without guts.
3. Imagine Dragons. Rock by algorithm. They never crossed paths, but Chrissie felt them coming like a storm of synthetic enthusiasm. She called Imagine Dragons motivational speakers with guitars. To her, they were a symptom of a much larger disease, the death of danger in rock.
Every beat felt computer assembled. Their lyrics? All empowerment, no specificity. Their performances? Choreographed chaos for streaming-era consumers. Chrissie once said it felt like watching a TED Talk with a drumline. The real pain? Not that they existed, but that so many people believed they were the new torchbearers of rock. 4. U2. The rise and fall of authenticity. There was a time Chrissie admired U2. Boy. War. Even October. Albums full of grit and searching. She saw them as true believers, artists reaching beyond fame. But then came the Joshua Tree era, and everything changed. The stages grew massive. The lyrics turned into sermons. Bono became more preacher than punk. Chrissie began to feel like their protest turned into performance art. She declined a benefit show invite once, not out of ego, but because she didn't want to stand under a giant LED cross while suits clapped for charity. She didn't hate U2 because they got big, she hated that they got safe. 5. Duran Duran. Style over substance. Both bands came out of the UK wave. But where Chrissie clawed for emotional honesty, Duran Duran glided in on fashion shows and club lights. They were the soundtrack to champagne and shoulder pads. She once called them the blow-dried backdrop to Fashion Week, and meant every word. Duran Duran represented a cultural flip side. Music that looked good, even if it meant nothing. Chrissie wasn't fighting pop, she was fighting emptiness. 6. Aerosmith. Glam and the Great Trade-Off. Musically, she respected them. Early Aerosmith had bite. Raw riffs. swagger with dirt under its nails. But then came the lasers, the rigged wire flying shows, the rhinestone jackets, and pyrotechnic choreography. It wasn't rebellion. It was Broadway with distortion pedals. Chrissie and the Pretenders opened for Aerosmith once in the early 90s. Backstage, she caught a whiff of ego, perfume, and hair product that made her gag. She wanted sweat and setlist arguments. They had glam squads. That night, she slammed through her set like a protest. She didn't hate their success. She hated their conversion. To her, they were proof that even legends could forget the fight. These weren't petty feuds. They were open wounds. Chrissie Hynde never picked fights for headlines. She pushed back against a music industry that wanted her to play nice, play clean, and play predictable, and she refused. Every band she clashed with wasn't just a sound she disliked, they were a warning sign. A signal that the teeth of rock were being filed down by image consultants and algorithms. To Chrissie, real music bleeds. It stumbles. It howls. It doesn't ask for approval. It rips it from the silence. The song that matters is the one sung with a broken voice on a borrowed mic at 3 a.m., the kind that can either move you or scare you. She didn't hate for sport. She hated to protect what mattered. And that's why her legacy still growls with fire. If you felt that raw energy, that unfiltered rebellion, then you're in the right place. This is Rock Fame Diaries, where real stories, real music, and real legends live. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into the raw soul of rock. God bless.